What's up, everyone? So today's video is going to be about 50 Cent and Chamillionaire, because as you guys can see by the side-by-side comparison, these two characters look so much alike. And I've been doing research on 50 Cent for a long time now because I've really been wanting to figure out who his other character is. And somebody mentioned that he looks like Chamillionaire, so I looked into it, and sure enough, that's his other character. So shout out to the person that told me about this. So here's some side-by-side comparisons that I made so that you guys can see the resemblance. You know, one thing about these two characters is they both have the same eyes, and their mouth is very similar as well. And right here, when Chamillionaire is looking to the side, he looks so much like 50 Cent. And both of these characters were kind of out at the same time, so it's kind of crazy how they really just had both of the same character out at the same time, and nobody really noticed how much they look alike. You know, they do that with a lot of characters. And right here, you can really see the resemblance a lot. When Chamillionaire is looking to the side, he looks so much like 50 Cent, man. It's crazy. So I'm going to show you guys some pictures of them looking to the side so that you guys can see that they have the same side profile. So right here, they look extremely similar. And right here, you guys can see they have the same exact side profile. And their cheekbones are the same as well. And they have the same mouth and chin. So this one is very easy to see. You know, you just really got to catch Chamillionaire at certain angles and you'll really see how much he looks like 50 Cent. You know, they try to throw us off a lot because Chamillionaire is like a skinnier version of 50 Cent. But don't let that throw you off. If you really focus on their face, you can tell that they have the same face structure. So don't let their bodies throw you off. And even their ears are very similar as well. You know, both of their ears are sticking out right here. So yeah, these two characters look so much alike. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm not sure who the base character is because 50 Cent is only like 3 or 4 years older than Chamillionaire. So there has to be an older character that both of these are based off of. And when I find out who that is, I'll make another video about that. Because if you notice the pattern with me and Divine Sade's videos, the base character is always way older than the younger characters. Because all the young celebrities that you guys see today are all recycled versions of old celebrities. So none of them are real. And I'm gonna get to that later at the end of this video because 50 Cent has a music video where he's literally showing that he's a character that was created and designed. So make sure you guys watch this video all the way to the end because I'm gonna show you guys those clips at the end. Alright, so here's some more comparisons of Chamillionaire and 50 Cent. And I feel like with this side-by-side comparison, everybody should be able to see it. You know, with this comparison, you can really see the similarities because they're posing in the exact same way. So here's some more pictures of Chamillionaire. And it's kind of hard to say his name because it's kind of like a tongue twister because it's a mixture of chameleon and millionaire. And chameleons kind of camouflage into the environment that they're in. So that's very symbolic of this character. You know, he kind of just copies whatever he's in. And he even talked about that before. I'll show you guys that clip where he talks about that at the end of this video. But yeah, I just thought his name was very symbolic. And right here, Chamillionaire looks a lot like 50 Cent. You know, if you really pay close attention, you'll start to think that this is 50 Cent. You know, I had to turn this picture sideways because for some reason his face was like sideways. But when I flipped it, you can really see how much he looks like 50 Cent. And right here, 50 Cent and Chamillionaire look so much alike. You know, when I first saw this picture, I thought it was 50 Cent. And of course, this guy in the background is doing symbolism. And in these two album covers, he really looks like him. And one thing that's weird about Chamillionaire is that he kind of retired from making music. You know, he hasn't really made music in the past 10 years. And there's a lot of videos of him, quote unquote, exposing the industry and the record labels and stuff like that. And all of that is fake because if you're a character in the industry, how can you expose the industry? You know what I mean? That's something that you guys really have to understand because a lot of people try to believe celebrities when they quote unquote expose something, but none of them are ever exposing anything deep at all. You know, people think Orlando Brown is woke and he's exposing something, but he doesn't expose anything at all. He's actually doing a lot of damage control right now, and I talked about that in my recent Orlando Brown video, so make sure you guys go check that out. The link is in the description below. But yeah, I just really wanted to point that out because a lot of people seem to fall for these celebrities that quote unquote expose something about record labels or the industry. And also, I don't believe that record labels trap these artists in their record label. You know, we hear time and time again where a lot of rappers say that their record label gave them a shitty deal. But at the end of the day, all of that is fake because these characters are not regular people. So it's just something that they do to try to get sympathy out of people so that people can feel bad for them and give them their energy. Because when people hear that a rapper signed a bad deal, you know, they try to blame the record label and then they give sympathy to the rapper. But at the end of the day, the rapper is not a real person. So I feel like these people in the record labels are just fall guys so that people can have somebody to blame. But at the end of the day, the only people deceiving you are celebrities because they're the ones that are actually in your face and putting thoughts in your subconscious mind with their music and interviews and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so here's a picture of Chamillionaire, and he's clearly doing symbolism in plain sight with both of his hands. And he looks a lot like 50 right here. And of course, they both have a song together called I Get Money, but there's no music video for some reason. Alright, so now let's get into the scripting of these characters because their stage names are always scripted with gematria. So Chamillionaire is an American rapper, right? When you search him up, it says that he's an American rapper. So do you guys really think it's a coincidence that Chamillionaire and American rapper have the same gematria? You know, this really shows that this character was specifically created to be an American rapper. You know, what are the chances that his name matches up with his profession? You know, they both equal 75 in the full reduction cipher, and then they both equal 87 in the reverse full reduction. And then 50 Cent also matches up with rapper, so he was specifically created to be a rapper. You know, that shows that celebrities' lives are scripted. You know, he was specifically scripted to have the name 50 Cent and to be a rapper. And I believe 50 Cent is actually a recycled name from an older person. But whoever he stole the name from is also a character. You know, that guy's not a real person either. But anyways, as you guys can see, 50 Cent equals 47 in the English ordinal cipher. And rapper equals 74 in the same cipher. So it's basically the same number, just reversed. And they both have the same numerology. And I also noticed that killing matches up with rapper and 50 Cent as well. Killing equals 74 in the same cipher. So there's a good chance that they're going to kill off 50 Cent's character or somebody around him, because Kill and G Unit also have the same exact gematria. So they both equal 64 in the reverse ordinal cipher, and then they both equal 28 in the reverse full reduction. So they're probably going to kill off 50 Cent's character or somebody around him, you know, like a family member or somebody in G Unit. So another thing I want to talk about is the fact that 50 Cent got shot 9 times, right? So right here it says, in his autobiography, From Pieces to Weight, Once Upon a Time in Southside Queens, he wrote, after I got shot 9 times at close range and didn't die, I started to think that I must have a purpose in life. So I don't think that's real at all. You know, how do you get shot 9 times at close range and you don't die? And on top of that, none of his organs got severely damaged. You know, he's not paralyzed. You know, you would think that somebody that got shot 9 times might be paralyzed or something might be wrong inside of their body. But no, he's perfectly fine and he walks normal and everything. So that shows that celebrities are not real. You know, I doubt he even got shot 9 times, but if he did, you know, their characters don't die until they're scripted to die. So even if they get shot until their character is scripted to fake their death, you know, their bodies are not made like our bodies. But anyways, to prove even further that him getting shot is scripted, his name 50 Cent equals 71, right? And shot equals 17. So you flip to 17, you get 71. You know, this shows that his character was scripted to get shot. And then kill also equals 17 in the same cipher as shot. So there's a really good chance that he's going to get killed. And also some more scripting with 50 Cent's character. His real name is Curtis Jackson, right? And he's from Queens, New York. So I think it's interesting that Curtis matches up with Queens. So this shows that even their real names are scripted. So as you guys can see, Curtis and Queens both equal 27 in the full reduction cipher. Now let's look at the gematria for Chamillionaire. So Chamillionaire's real name is Hakeem, right? And his name matches up perfectly with RIP. So there's a really good chance he's going to fake his death. RIP and Hakeem both equal 43 in the English ordinal cipher. And then they both equal 25 in the full reduction cipher. So yeah, it's only a matter of time before they kill off one of these characters. And 50 Cent makes a lot of death references. You know, he has an album called Get Rich or Die Trying. And then he has this song called Many Men Wish Death. And the entire song he's saying that many men wish death on him. But also this title is very fruity because if you're a man, why would you name a song Many Men? You know what I mean? That sounds like he likes many men. You know, so that title is very symbolic. Because 50 Cent has done a lot of fruity shit. So I'm going to show you guys all the weird things that he has done. So here's an article that says 50 Cent responded with a series of posts on Instagram, one of which read, "Now she thinks I'm fruity because I let her lick my butt." So I think that's some fruity shit, but that's just me personally. And now I'm going to show you guys these pictures of 50 Cent with this toy. You know, I can't say the word, but if you guys know what kind of toy it is, then you guys know what I'm talking about. You know, apparently he sells this toy, and it's like a toy that women use, so I don't know why he would want to sell that. But he has a lot of pictures holding it, and I can't show them for too long because you can't show that type of stuff on YouTube. So that's why I kind of scratched out the toy. But if you guys seen these pictures, you guys know what I'm talking about. And here's a picture of him holding it close to his face. And he looks very happy in this picture. And this guy made a good comment. He said he looks so happy. Maybe the happiest he's ever been. Alright, so here's a picture of him with his pants down. You know, why would you even have a picture with your pants down like this? And then here's a picture of him with a grown man in a bed. And this bed is pink and it has hearts. So this is some really fruity shit. And this picture right here is really fruity. I don't care what nobody says. He's holding Soulja Boy from the back, and his body is like touching Soulja Boy's butt. And of course, Soulja Boy is doing symbolism on the low right here with his hand. And here's another picture from that same photo shoot. You know, this just looks really wrong. Why would two men take a picture like this? You know, they did not have to be this close. And a lot of people made memes about it. They said, "I'll take you to the candy shop." And Soulja Boy said, "You sure did." So I dropped a video about Soulja Boy last week. So if you guys haven't seen that video, the link is in the description below. This was a really good video because I exposed how Flava Flav is Soulja Boy and Lil Boosie. So make sure you guys go check that out. Alright, so the next weird picture that he has is this picture where he's kissing the game on the cheek. And he's holding his hand as well. And it just seems like 50 Cent loves holding people for some reason. And right here, he's really close to him as well. And both of them are doing one-eye symbolism too. And somebody photoshopped both of them on a bed. So I thought that was funny. But yeah, both of these pictures are really fruity. On top of the pictures that he has with that toy where he's smiling and stuff like that. So this is a really fruity character. And he tries to portray this gangsta image where he's like a masculine man, but he's clearly feminine, you know, the fact that he loves men this much. And I exposed the game 6 months ago, so make sure you guys go check this video out. The link is in the description below. Alright, so the last thing I want to talk about is this music video from 50 Cent called In the Club, because they literally show us in plain sight that he's a character being created in a lab. You know, there's a bunch of scientists around him, and then there's this scanning thing that goes over him and it creates him. You know, this literally shows that they're not real people. You know, I've been trying to explain to you guys that they design these characters based off of older characters, and they create them specifically to push an agenda, and everything about their character is scripted. So right here you can see them working on his character and creating it. And obviously this is not exactly what they do, but this is an analogy to what they're doing. You know, they always put it in plain sight. So by looking at this, you can just get an idea of how it works. But obviously it's not exactly like this. And then here's another picture from the video where he's like hanging from the top. And then at the very end, they show Eminem and Dr. Dre basically just spectating his character. And it's like he's a fictional character because everything that they're showing is not real. You know, the whole time 50 Cent is in the club, it's not a real place. You know, it's just a room and they're looking at him from this other room. So it's a very strange video, but it really shows the truth in plain sight. I will be exposing Dr. Dre soon. I haven't made that video yet, so stay tuned for that. But something that Divine Sade posted today is a good analogy to what they're doing in this music video. You know, right here you can see that they designed his character. And Divine Sade posted this video where somebody designed NBA Youngboy and Nipsey Hussle in 2K. So this really shows that they're characters that are designed. You know, they're not born naturally. So make sure you guys go follow me and Divine Sade on Instagram. The links are in the description below. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it for the video. You know, this one is really easy to see, especially in these comparisons right here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to drop a like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications, follow me on Instagram, and subscribe to my Patreon for exclusive content that isn't allowed on YouTube. The links are in the description below. And now before I end the video, I'm going to show you guys some videos of Chamillionaire basically doing mockery because he's talking about Eminem and 50 Cent. And Eminem was actually the one who found 50 Cent and made him famous. So he's doing a lot of mockery in these videos. And he also talks about the beef that he had with 50 Cent, which is very ironic because that's his other character. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys go watch my video about Eminem as well. The link is in the description below.
You know, back onto this Venom thing. I'm going to tell you in a second why I don't want to drop the Venom album and why it's not going to come out. It's not going to come out at all. I had this conversation with Eminem, right? And I'm not going to tell you too much about what he said because I don't want him to be mad at me or anything. Well, even if he does get mad, I don't really care. But I think we had this conversation. We was just talking about the industry, and we was going for like 4 hours, me and him talking about music and stuff, right? And he was just talking about how he wishes he could do music, you know, so he was feeling the same way as me, and it kind of was crazy to hear him talking about rap the way he was talking about it, and also all the industry politics, everybody that's coming into the songs and telling you what to put out, and then you feel like you have to put out these catchy pop singles and stuff like that. And one thing that in the conversation that stuck out is I told Eminem, I was like, you know what makes you so dope to me is the fact that you create thoughts. Like when Eminem came out with Stand, nobody else had created that thought before. That was the first time anybody had made a song like that, in my opinion. I never heard nothing like that, and it was the first time I saw that. And you know, he had the video Guilty Conscience where he was spinning around the guy rapping with Dr. Dre. First time I saw that too. And even 50 Cent, when 50 Cent came out with Wankster, nobody knew what a Wankster was until he made that up. You know what I mean? So that's what I feel like rap is missing, a lot of that right now, where people just create a thought. Nowadays, it's kind of like a train of people copying. And I think I'm pretty good at that. I can do it if I want. I can, you know, basically mimic people. I think I'm very good at mimicking a sound. Like if I wanted to put out a song right now that sounded just like a Youngboy song, conversation about music and creativity, Eminem was saying that, you know, that he wished that he could do that too. And I get excited about music like that too. But nowadays, it's just not the time for that.
Started the idea and started the concept. And I was talking to Eminem the other day, and I had a long conversation with him. And he was talking to me about coming out with a new album and how he was a little bit hesitant. And he was talking about basically how everybody in music kind of is running in a certain direction right now. And he was kind of wondering what he should come back with that was new. And I was like, when you first came out with your album, you created a thought. Like right now, they'll be like, man, stop acting like a stand. Because Eminem was the first one to create what a stand was. Hey, those of y'all that not...
Hey, man, that's our name, man.
Oh, like, if you don't know what a stand is, you know, a stand is like, you know, somebody's just like a stalker fan, you know? And he created this idea and made it in music and put it out, and now he created a thought. And I think that happens every day. And my little niece, I'll listen to her every time she talks because she'll say something, and even though she's so young, it might be so genius, and it might be the first time ever somebody said this, and that idea could be endless. So I think that possibility right now, being in a world where we can, you know, take somebody's idea and take it to the moon, you know, I love being a part of that.